couple
Congratulations again. Hi. Good to see you. Hey, how are you? Chancellor. Awesome. I think I can unravel myself a little bit.
Shahani, Anand,
Your online promotion of losing hair.
Keep your smiles on and your claps going. Thank you. We were very apprehensive. Now we're very, very happy to see all of you. It's a very warm group. Thank you very much. We can make our lives sublime.
And departing, leave behind us footprints on the sands of time.
Sands of time chronicle history. Not all of history is about victories, celebrations, and achievements. Each victory carries with itself the unmentioned names of the vanquished. Our independence happens to be one such where we have a dark shadow of the partition. Most people wailed about it, complained and cried, while one community reset their lives and started from scratch to create their own niche in the commercial and the social annals of New India.
And Dr. Anand's book embarks on a journey of this community, painting a vivid picture of their indomitable spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, and lovers of literature, a very warm welcome to this momentous occasion, the launch of the book Tryst with Koki by the esteemed author and former principal of RD National College, Dr. Subhadra Anand.
It is my absolute pleasure to welcome our chief guest, the man who needs no introduction. Give it all you've got for the magnificent, illustrious artist, the one and only Mr. Suneil Shetty.
We also have with us today as our guest of honor, the absolutely brilliant and groundbreaking director and producer, Vikramaditya Motwane. Let's hear a thunderous applause. We would also like to welcome all our distinguished guests, board members, former and present staff and students of RD National College.
The budding directors and filmmakers from our Bachelors of Mass Media have put together a short film showcasing the world of RD National College. Nationalites are unstoppable as, yes, aren't we, when it comes to innovations and community service. Let's take a look.
August 14, 1947 saw the birth of a new country known as Pakistan. At midnight, the next day, India won its freedom from colonial rule, ending nearly 350 years of British presence in India. The British left India divided into two nations. When the entire country was beginning a new life, there was one individual traveling across nations having the primary goal of fostering India's youthful mind. That person was Vidya Sagar Principal Mr. K.M. Kundani and Barrister Gopal Das Advani. In 1949, while the college flag was being unfurled for the first time, despite the founder's knowledge that it had never been sat, he laid the college's foundation. The people that came after them must retain the flag on the mast. In order to educate everyone and shape the minds of the next generation, great personalities continue to carry out their mission.
Can we also hear a huge round of applause for talented students and their mentor, Dr. Meghna Kothari. It's a well-known saying that leadership is not a mere title or a position. Rather, it's an action, an example. Dr. Neha Jagtiani, the principal of our college, is a living example of such exemplary leadership. A known name in Mumbai academia, a PhD from SNDT University, and a gold medalist from the University of Mumbai, she is an avid researcher and a published author with a trio of books to her credit. Having been a member of the Board of Studies, she presently serves with top educators as a part of the National Education Policy Steering Committee, Government of Maharashtra. Dr. Jagtiani's contribution to the academia and society at large has not gone unrecognized. She has been awarded the Best Citizen of India Award by International Publishing House and has been a part of the prestigious educators delegation both to the universities in the UK and Australia. She has been felicitated by the former governor of Maharashtra, Shri Bhagat Singh Koshyari ji, for being a COVID warrior, and it is a matter of great pride for us that recently Dr. Jagtiani was felicitated with a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Government of India. Adding another feather to her cap, Dr. Jagtiani was recently honored with the Trendsetter Indians Award 2023. Ma'am, we are so very proud of you. May I request you to deliver the welcome address.
When the trials of this life make you weary and your troubles seem too much to bear, there's wonderful solace and comfort in the silent communion of prayer. Good evening and a very, very warm welcome to this historic, momentous occasion, the launch of the book of our former principal, Dr. Subhadra Anand, Tryst with the Koki. Can we have a huge round of applause? Come on guys, you can do better than that. I feel so proud and honored and privileged to be bestowed with this honor. I'd like to begin today's evening with a beautiful story of our spiritual guru, Dada J.P. Vaswani. And it's a wonderful story which applies to all of us. A king had 4 wives. He came to know that he was going to die and his end time is coming. And he wanted to know which of his 4 wives is going to come with him in the journey after. So he went to his 4th and his youngest wife, whom he would adorn with jewelry, he would dress her up, he would put her, he would get the best of clothes for her. And he asked her, "Will you come with me in the journey after?" And she said, "No, the minute you die, I will leave you." He then went to his 3rd wife. The 3rd wife was the one that he would flaunt to all the other kingdoms. He would go everywhere with her and he would show her off and he was so proud. And he asked her, "Will you come with me in the life after?" And she said, "No, the minute you die, I will marry someone else." He then went to his 2nd wife, the wife who he could always be with him in all his joys and sorrows. She was there with him through thick and thin, in pleasure and pain. And he asked her, "Will you come with me in the life after?" And she said, "No, I will do all the ceremonies of the 13 days. But after that, I will continue to live my own life." From behind, a feeble voice called. It was his 1st wife, the wife that he had no time for. He never had any time for, he paid no attention to her. She called from behind and said, "I will be there with you, not only in this life, but also with you in the journey after." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of our lives. We all have 4 wives. The 4th wife is our material possessions. We spend so much time accumulating our house, our car, our phone, all the material possessions. But the fact of the matter is, the minute we die, they are not with us. We spend a lot of time decorating our body. We exercise, we gym, we spend so much time doing so much makeup. But the fact is, the minute we die, the body leaves us. All our material possessions go to someone else. The 2nd wife is our friends and our family, who are with us in all our pleasure and all our pain. But the minute we die, for 13 days they are there for the ceremonies, but then they continue to lead their own lives. And the 1st wife, for which none of us have time, we don't give any time and we don't pay any attention, is our soul. What we are born with and will remain with us, not only in this life, but in the journey after.
And Dada J.P. Vaswani says, each of us need to give equal time to all our 4 wives. It's very, very important to take care of your body. You must exercise, you must diet, you must lead a very healthy life because your body gives you so much. You must spend time enjoying your material possessions. We work so hard for it. So you must enjoy your house, your car, your phone, your TV, everything. You must spend time with your family and friends because they are with us through thick and thin. But let us all not forget the soul. It's very, very important to take out some time in a day. The form may be different. It could be reading a good book, it could be meditation, it could be going to a temple, satsang, church, mosque. But it's very important to spend a little time with your soul because that's what remains with us not only in this life but also in the journey after. So it's my absolute honor and privilege to welcome each and every one of you for this very, very grand historic occasion. I can't even believe that I'm standing here. It's thanks to Dr. Mrs. Anand. It's such a big galaxy of stars. I don't know whom to thank and whom to welcome. So I'll just go by my order. I'd like to begin by welcoming past president and trustee, person who's very passionate about Sindhiyat, about philanthropy and education, Shri Kishu Mansukhani. A huge round of applause for him. Come on guys, you can do better than that. There are many in the world who write history. There's one man who writes geography, changing the skyline of Mumbai from running marathons to attending board meetings to doing the yoga, starting a university. He's done it all. The man who wears all the very hats, Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani. A very, very warm welcome to our big chief guest for today, Shri Suneil Shetty. I don't even know what to say. I have to make this confession that when I was in college, your movie Koki 10th had released and I must have seen it, I don't know, innumerable times. I had a big scrapbook and I had collected all your pictures, Dhadkans, Koki 10th, and I can't believe that life has come full circle. And here I am standing as a principal and welcoming my school and college crush here. It's such a... So honored, sir, to have you here. A very, very warm welcome to our guest of honor, Shri Vikramaditya Motwane. Wonderful series that you're doing, wonderful movies, Dotere and everybody, a big inspiration to all the youth. A very, very warm welcome to so many stars. I just saw Miss Kiran Rao walk in. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here. That's what Mrs. Anand does. She gets all the galaxy of stars. A very warm welcome to Miss Suchitra Pillai. But I think one of my favorite people, my 3 wonderful students who have made us so proud, so happy to see Neil Bhopalan, Siddhant Karnick and Manish Anand. Thank you. There are stars in all the house system, in Vayu House and choreographing, and today here they are for book reading. A very warm welcome to so many. I can't even take everybody's names. We have former heads of department, we have teaching staff, we have non-teaching staff, we have people from the HSNC board, so many stars of our galaxy, and of course Mrs. Anand's supportive family also here. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you. We have people from MMK, HR, all over, my faculty, my students, and of course, my wonderful support staff. So just before I conclude, I just want to say 2 things. The first thing is that whenever people see a woman, once a year we celebrate Women's Day. And the minute you get up on, this is for all the wonderful women, the minute you get up on Women's Day, you get 700 to 800 WhatsApps on women. But I think my favorite one is, behind every successful woman is she herself. Because once she decides what she wants to do, she goes right ahead and does it. Whenever people see a strong, independent woman, they always say she's like an iron lady. I wonder why they equate a woman with iron. Because iron can rot, iron can rust, and if you hit it very hard, it breaks. I think women should be equated with steel because women are flexible, women are malleable, and no matter how hard you hit them, they never break. And lastly, there's just something personally that I like to share with you because I have so many students here. I was very young when I got married. And one day I told my father that, why did you get me married so soon? Because I was staying so comfortably in your house. And my father said something very pertinent, and he said that a seed can only grow up to a sapling under the shade of the tree. It has to be planted somewhere else to grow from a plant to a sapling to the tree, or even bigger than the tree, to be growing and evolving. And that's the story of each one's lives. Wherever we are planted, we have to grow, we have to develop, and we have to evolve. So once again, a very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you. This is a historic moment. Ma'am has written such a fantastic book. It's very much related to the history of this college. The man who came penniless from Pakistan started this college when Bandra was a barren land, mortgaging his wife's jewelry to start this college. And today, under the wonderful HSNC board, we have 14 institutes of higher education and 24 educational institutions. So what a journey it has been. And of course, no malice to any community, the first student of RD National College was a Muslim, and he went on to become the head of the department and retired from this college. And that's what this community stands for: education for all and philanthropy, service with a smile. So thank you so much to each and every one of you. I'm sure you're going to enjoy the book reading and the conversations with the author. Thank you, and I conclude with the famous words: don't be pushed by the fears in your mind, but be led by the dreams in your heart. If people doubt how far you can go, go so far that you can't hear them anymore. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And now, before I welcome the woman of the hour, Dr. Subhadra Anand, to the dais, allow us to introduce you to this magnificent personality through a short video clip crafted by our talented students.
ड्रीम असां सब सिंधी मिली करे अॻियां वधायूं झूलेलाल तीरथ।
Dr. Anand to come and address all the people here who love her and completely adore her.
it's so lovely to be here. So lovely to see all of you. Such beautiful, smiling faces to accompany my absolutely adorable memory of National College. I get very emotional when I speak about National College because I know even when I pass National College, my heart beats. It beats because this has been my second home. For 36 years I was here, and those 36 years were years which passed by in 36 minutes. And I wondered where the time went by. Do I have to say goodbye to my beloved? Yes, time had come for me to say goodbye. But we cherish memories, and those memories are the ones that keep you going right till the last day of your life. I don't want to give a very big speech because I get emotional, and I remember the first thing that I made in National College when I became the principal was this conference room. And it was such a delight for us because all the staff and the students used to get very irritated because we had to go to MMK college and with folded hands ask Principal Daryani to give his conference room, and 110 things Daryani used to tell us, Madam, nahi hai, abhi ye hai. And I swore, because I was vice principal when I used to go there. And I swore, and I told Niranjan also, when I become the principal, first thing I want revenge on Principal Daryani. I want to make a conference room much better than his, and believe it or not, it was. And it was very satisfying that people were hiring our conference room and were rejecting MMK College conference room. So with that note, I would like to really thank all my ex-students, my ex-staff members, teaching and non-teaching, whom I hold very dear to my heart. All my friends who have come over here in spite of their busy schedules, and also the current staff who was also with me, and many of them were not with me, appointed later on, but I would like to thank them because they are an enthusiastic lot. When they asked me for a run-through of this program and I came in, the conference room was packed. I said, Arey, some program is going on. They said, no, ma'am, we are having a run-through of your program. So, that is it. It's absolutely wonderful. And of course, I would also like to thank all the trustees of Hyderabad National Collegiate Board who have, from time to time, been the guiding hand behind whatever I have done. Full support has been given to me by Mr. Kishu Mansukhani, the President, Niranjan Hiranandani. What do I say? I have a soft corner for you, Niranjan. Yeah, so it's a mutual love, and whatever I have asked Niranjan has always been very, very obliging. Thank you, Niranjan. Thank you, Kishu. He's been very, very gracious, very supportive of Sindhi cause. His very charming wife, Mrs. Shah over here, Asha Chand over here. Indu Shahani, my dearest friend, has left. She came over here to meet me, but she had a meeting, and I miss having her over here. And last but not the least, Neha, who is heading this college and is continuing the legacy of taking the college higher and higher, and we are all behind you. Neha, Keep it up. We will be there. And of course, now I'd also like to thank our guest of honor, the great Vikramaditya Motwane. He's a family friend of my both the daughters, and we call him Vikadit. So, Vikadit, and just now I was looking at, somebody was looking at my telephone to find out his number. They couldn't get it. I said, I don't see Vikramaditya, see Vikadit. So to us he is Vikadit, but we never realized he's going to be such a huge success. What a sacred game was, I think, a trend runner. Nobody had seen anything like that. And my favorite still is Uran and Jubilee. I think both of them have been very good. So thank you. I would also like to thank our Menka, who is going to be in conversation with you. Sumukhi, I believe she is a stand-up comedian. I am not aware of all this, but I welcome you, my dear. Very this thing. And my lovely nephew, Manish Anand, who is, both of them are going to do some reading over here. And last, but certainly not the least, my Suneil Shetty. Why am I saying my Suneil Shetty? The reason that I am saying my Suneil Shetty, because to all of you, he is a great film star. But to me, Suneil Shetty is my trustee, my dear friend, my guide from Save the Children India, a non-profit of which I was CEO for 12 years. And he and his wife, Mana Shetty, I could not have asked for better people. To me, the Kadri family is one of the finest families, so dignified they are. And Suneil and Mana, with their father, Mr. I.M. Kadri, Rahul Kadri, Shimul Kadri, Isha Mehra, these are big people. I mean, these are the people who have been very supportive to me. Suneil especially was very fond of our special school of hearing impaired and mentally challenged children, and also our early intervention center. He has done magnificent work for the children over there. Behind the scenes, it was Suneil who was guiding us. So Suneil, really, he is a very genuine human being. Really somebody with a very tender heart. He is the one who, the Save the Children India was started by a very passionate, dynamic woman called Mrs. Vipula Kadri, Mana Shetty's mother, but his mother-in-law. But Suneil, the first time that he had come to Save the Children India, I had requested him to make a speech for Mrs. Kadri, and he broke down. He couldn't talk about her. So this is the kind of love that he had for the institute as well as for Save the Children India and his mother-in-law, whom he cherished and whom he loved a lot. That shows how much he respects human relations. So I'm really very honored, Suneil, that you have come over here, and it's really very passionate about you. Nothing can be successful without the support of one's family, and I would say that I have a wonderful family who has been with me for everything. When I was in National College, all the programs that I did, both the girls as well as my husband were with me. And together, we carried on so many programs, if I were to say oral history programs and all that. We were all together, they were with me. Even in Save the Children India, they were with me for everything. And in my dream project, Jhulelal Tirth Dham, there also I find they gave me and they have been giving me full support, and I am very appreciative to them. as well as when I wrote Tryst with Koki, they were there as support as well as harsh critics also. So it's wonderful to have a family like this who is showing you the mirror and showing you all the colors of life. I love that. And I love the entire human race, I would say, because that's where I never find anything wrong in anybody. So I think I just love itself, and today it's a big love affair for me with all of you and with everything that we have done together. I see so many my familiar faces. I'm so touched. You have come. But thank you so much. Thank you.
We have another round of applause for Dr. Anand, please. A huge one. Thank you. Let us delve into the world created by Dr. Anand. We are very fortunate to have with us today the exceptionally talented performer and a remarkable storyteller, Sumukhi Suresh, and our very own brilliant alumnus, Manish Anand. I request you both to grace us with a short excerpt from Tryst with Koki.
Hi, thank you so much. First of all, Dr. Anand, thank you so much for this sheer honor of being able to read a little excerpt from your incredible book. I haven't finished it yet, but wherever I've reached, it's been fantastic. And I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Sumukhi and I will be doing a quick read, so if we can have your attention. Thanks.
Events took a rapid turn from there. Soon, the Advani bungalow had new occupants, the Khans from Lucknow, Mohajirs. The beautiful Unicorn Gate, which had occupied a place of pride in both Syed and Advani households, was dismantled, and a simple iron barrier was put instead at the Syed bungalow, a lone door with no connection to the neighbors. Thus, while the Sindhi identity was cherished between the erstwhile Muslim and Hindu neighbors, the equation between Sindhi and Mohajir was distant and suspicious. A new history was being created. Old ties were broken and new ones frayed. That was what the Radcliffe line had achieved.
As Jal Durga left the shore, the Advani family saw their home, roots and land being snatched away from them as a consequence of unfortunate events. Sindh was just a distant memory. In their hearts, they knew there would be no going back. Bombay would be their new home. But would they ever be able to call it their own? That was the bleak future that stared at them. Whatever spare time Sheila had, she went around talking to fellow passengers and assuaging their feelings, even as they stayed numb and traumatized. Though she could not meet many people due to the paucity of time, the ordeal of 3 families she met left her completely shaken. They were from different regions. While the Sharma family was from Larkana, the Gidwanis were from Hyderabad and the Nagpals from Shikrapur. The Sharmas were a big family of 4 sons and 2 daughters. The head of the family was Basarmal. His wife was Sarla. Sarla was accompanied by 2 of her sons, Deepak and Suraj. It was a broken family, and as the 2 daughters and the older sons had left for India a couple of months earlier. Sheila was intrigued and asked,
Sarla Bhavi, where's your husband and why did part of the family leave while you stayed back?
With tears in her eyes, but with utmost composure, the lady willingly shared her ordeal.
We are from Larkana. My husband was a priest who performed puja and rituals for many families on different occasions. On October 3rd, that was a black day for us. My husband was performing the morning prayers and pouring water on the shivling when a mob came rushing towards the temple with lathis and stones shouting, Allahu Akbar and Kafir Komaru. And before he could react, the mob showered heavy blows and lathis on him. His skull cracked and...
She broke down and sobbed uncontrollably. It was as if the floodgates of bottled up emotions had been opened. Sheila hugged her tightly and let her cry in her embrace. Purushottam Gidwani was a sessions judge in Hyderabad, a man of integrity who was known for his clarity and sharp intellect. Kamala Gidwani was the eldest daughter, a few years older than Sheila, who was traveling with her 70-year-old grandmother, Sati, 50-year-old caretaker, Kaushalya, and 10-year-old Rani, her sister. Sheila befriended her by offering her yummy koki and pickle. A traditional Sindhi dish was a great way to start a conversation.
Hello, I'm Sheila Advani. We have brought a lot of cookies for the journey. Would you like some? Did I hear the word koki or am I dreaming? The grandmother shouted from a distance. Yes, Amma, you heard right. This kind lady has offered us some.
Amma's eyes lit up. She greedily accepted the koki and while munching, she started talking incoherently about everything possible under the sun, all connected with their banishment from their beloved Sindh. Kamala joined Sheila and they got chatting about their lives. Kamala told Sheila of the tragedy that had befallen the family.
2 Pathans who were acquainted with us told us they had overheard some people talking about the Judge Sahib. They were apparently plotting revenge on my father because he'd given an adverse judgment against some people and sent them to jail. They cautioned my father and offered protection, but father thought nothing of his safety and refused any protection, brushing off the so-called revenge as an empty threat. But it was not. Father was butchered with swords and knives right in front of his court. Both the Pathans fought bravely with the assailants and dispersed them. They took my injured father to the hospital, but it was too late.
Mohan Nagpal was taking a walk with Dhunichan, his 80-year-old father, on the upper deck to get some fresh air.
Hello, I'm Sheila Advani. I'm from Karachi. My brothers and mother are with me.
Hi, I'm Mohan Nagpal. I'm from Shikarpur and my father is with me. As you can see, he's mentally not there. He's still in a state of shock.
Oh, what happened to him? Hope I'm not intruding, but if you'd like to talk, I'm a good listener. It'll lighten your mood, but if you'd prefer your privacy, I'll let you be and move away.
No. Please don't go. I'd love to talk. I haven't spoken to anyone in days. But first, if you don't mind, I'll get something to eat for my father. I'll have him sit on that bench and then talk to you.
But what is he going to eat?
There's some biscuits and milk. He hates them. But what choice is there? At least it sustains him.
Sheila took this opportunity to take out her magic koki and offer it to Mohan for his father. Mohan's face brightened at the sight of food. He smiled gratefully and told Sheila to give it to his father herself. Sheila held Dhunichand's hand and placed the koki in it. Dhunichan looked in wonder at the koki and then at Sheila. There was a flicker of recognition and a faint smile crossed his face. He tenderly touched the koki because it revived many fond memories of Sindh. He took a hungry bite and had devoured it in no time, his eyes asking for more.
My father was a big zamindar in Shikarpur. One night, a mob stormed into our house. That day, father and I slept in the shop as it had gotten late and we did not want to venture out at night. But my mother, grandmother, and my little brother were brutally killed.
Mohan choked as he spoke and with tears in his eyes sat down on the deck and covered his face.
Father got such a shock when he saw the mutilated bodies of the family.
Mohan could not go any further. Sheila kept a consoling hand on his shoulder. He grabbed it, held it close to his heart and sobbed hysterically. As the Jal Durga anchored at Alexander Dock, the first impression of Bombay was anything but pleasant. The Karachi riots and the heavy influx of Sindhis into Bombay posed a real challenge to the government and the local population. Up to now, the official machinery was working on the assumption that not many people would leave their homes in Pakistan, but when they started arriving in large numbers, the government of Bombay, under the guidance of the then Premier B.G. Kher, geared up its resources on a war footing. Refugees were to be diverted to the military camp at Ulhasnagar, a place around 40 miles from Bombay.
Sheila was pleasantly surprised to see Lakshman, her father's assistant who had migrated earlier, at the docks. Sheila ran towards him and greeted him warmly, but his cold response unnerved her. She saw him looking tense.
Lakshman, what's the matter? Are you not happy to see us?
Lakshman hung his head and didn't look into her eyes. Soon Madhuri and the boys joined them and affectionately greeted Lakshman. Seeing Madhuri, he burst out crying. Sheila shook him impatiently and shouted,
Lakshman, what has happened?
Advani sir is no more. He was murdered in his store.
Hearing this, Madhuri collapsed. A naval doctor was called to revive her. The doctor took Sheila aside and said,
Please take care of her. In her present condition, she will not be able to bear more shocks.
What condition are you talking about? What's wrong with her?
You don't know? Your mother is pregnant. Sheila's head was reeling. 2 shocks were too much for her. But she soon composed herself and rushed to her mother and brothers, hugging and consoling them. She took Lakshman aside and with tears in her eyes asked the painful question.
What happened to the body? Were proper rites performed?
It seems Mustafa Sahib called a Brahmin Pandit. And conducted the cremation. His ashes were immersed. They were immersed in the Indus by Salim.
Lakshman replied. Thus, the Sindh chapter had closed with the death of Prakash, but the Bombay chapter had opened with his child in Madhuri's womb.
Thank you, Sumukhi and Manish, for bringing the book alive to us. Sumukhi, your expressions are amazing. And Manish, my God, your voice! Can we hear it from Manish? Oh my God, that beautiful voice. So beautifully done. We are indeed very proud to have amongst us an award-winning, renowned poet. Hold your hearts. Translator, co-founder of Poetry Circle, and a living dream for all literary lovers. My students have been waiting to see you, ma'am. Please welcome Miss Menka Shivdasani, who will be in conversation with the author, Dr. Subhadra Anand.
Congratulations, Dr. Anand. It is such a pleasure to be here. And before we go any further, I must tell you that this is a book you need to all buy. Yeah, it's a wonderful book. I have read every word of it. And I had a lot of questions. So many questions, in fact, that Dr. Anand said, oh my God, but we don't have the time to ask all that. So let me start with the first question, which is, you've had such a multifaceted life. You've been the much-loved principal of this college. You have been the CEO of Save the Children. And you're the powerhouse behind Jhulelal Tirtham. Where did a novel come into all this?
I think my life has been a regular flow. I don't know how I joined National College. I don't know what took me to Save the Children India. I don't know how I got the vision of Jhulelal Tirtham. Nothing has been, consciously done by me. It is just that destiny has steered me. I joined National College. I was in an aircraft coming back from my honeymoon with my husband, and I saw an advertisement in Indian Airlines which said wanted a lecturer in history in National College. I applied, Principal Kundani selected me. That's when my tryst with National College started. And after I retired from National College, my friend Indu Shahani was asked by Mr. Kadri if there was somebody who could lead Save the Children India. Indu told me, I said, Indu, I don't know anything about non-profits, but she said, take it up. I took it up, and my tryst with Save the Children started.
That's amazing.
In my book also, I have written that Sindhi, the scattered community, must come together for a cultural center. That also started, and my tryst with Jhulelal Tirthnam continues. Now, how my tryst with this has started is also, just like that, I felt like writing, and I began and I started writing. But one thing I'll say is that it was beautiful the way my thoughts started coming in. So that is what it was. There was no intention. That's what my life has been. You know, just go with the flow.
How much of it was based on or informed by your own insights and experience of coming on the steamboat, of living at Chembur camp? How much of it has come into the novel? Or is it just fiction?
No, lot of it is observation, meeting different people, my relatives and all, everybody had their experiences. But mine was not a first-hand experience because I was 6 months old when I came.
Right.
So I don't even know anything about Chembur camp. We immediately shifted to Delhi. My life was in Delhi. But yes, camp life, I have observed the Ulhasnagar camp life when I did my thesis, National Integration of Sindhis. There I saw the camp life and I did research on that, and that's how I know what was the ordeal the Sindhis went through in Ulhasnagar.
And you have used very quintessential Sindhi symbols. So you've got the Koki, which of course all of us have eaten, I hope, and love. And you have this unicorn. If you look at the cover, you'll find a unicorn image. So tell us about these images and what they meant to you and what role they play.
Okay, now even I don't know how this became a cover design. The publishers liked it, liked the idea, and they said, let's have that. But the whole thing of the unicorn gate started with the two families who are the central thing. The Syed family and the Advani family, Hindu-Muslim bond. They lived in Clifton, a very posh locality in Karachi, and they were very good friends of each other. So much so that they had two huge bungalows, but they didn't want two separate gates. They had one gate only. And because both of them were lovers of Sindhiyat, they wanted the gate to symbolize Sindh. And this is unicorn, which is from the Indus seal. Unicorn is from the Indus seal. And if you look below, there is the Indus script. So both of them have been lovers of Sindhiyat, and that's what they wanted to project as far as their culture is concerned, their friendship is concerned.
That's amazing. But let's not say any more about that because otherwise people will not read the book.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I found very fascinating about this book is that in spite of being in a fiction style, in spite of being, a novel, she has brought in a lot of very important aspects of the Sindhi community. And the fact that Sindhis have played such a huge role in education, in hospitals, as employers of successful businesses, running successful businesses. So we have a reference to Principal Kunnani, we have a reference to Dr. Hiranandani, we have, of course, the Hyderabad Sindh Board is very much, very, very strong player in the whole Sindhi community. So all these references. And I wanted to ask you, what, in your view, has led to the immense success of the Sindhi community, in spite of all the troubles and tribulations?
Okay, before that, I would like to answer your first question.
Okay.
My book is facts and fiction combined, but there were three people who I have always admired, and I was very keen on including them in my book. One is Principal Kunnani. So I have somehow or the other interwoven my storyline in such a way that I have brought in Mr. Kunnani, but in a very different way, and his role also has been put in a fiction. It's not fiction, it's the real thing, but it is not what his real life is,
but as an educationist, how he has been interwoven in my book. Then secondly, Dr. L.H. Hiranandani. He has also been my mentor, and I have also written his biography, and is a wonderful human being. So I also intertwine the story of or the life of Dr. Hiranandani also in my book. So I wanted Dr. Hiranandani as well as Principal Kundani in my book, but one other person I wanted to also talk in my book and gave him a very good twist and a very good this thing is Mr. Nanik Motwane, who is the grand uncle of Vikramaditya Motwane. They are a very Motwane family is a very distinguished family, and when I was doing my PhD, I saw the kind of work that Mr. Nanik Motwane did. Mr. Nanik Motwane was a savior of the refugees when they came. He was the one who came, gave them comfort, homes, he even brought people at home. So I was very besotted by his work, and I wanted to bring him into and also the owner of Chicago Radio. So I have interwoven a very interesting, you must read that, interesting narrative of the Nanik Motwane's role in Tryst with Koki.
And for those who may not be aware, the very first meeting, informal meeting of the HSNC board many years ago was at the offices of Nanik Motwane, Chicago Radio. So,
yes, and Nanik Motwane, I mean, if you look at photos of Gandhi's speech and all that, you will find Chicago Radio ka this thing. And that is what it was, and I have taken advantage of that and have interwoven Chicago Radio and the sound system and his generosity in my narrative.
That's really marvelous. But what I also liked was that, okay, you brought in all the greats of the Sindhi community, you brought in all the people who made that crucial difference at that really horrible time. But you've also brought in a very realistic portrayal of human nature. Because it's not all just this whitewashed image of, the good Sindhi who has been suffering and victimized. There's also evil in this book. There are also people who've done things that are reprehensible. So I wanted to understand from you your perception. What was the impact of partition on the psyche of the Sindhi community?
Well, there was, of course, there was general impact from the point of view of everybody had lost a lot of things. There was disappointment, there was frustration, etc. But there were certain people whose character also changed because they were not what they were. Hardships brought a different kind of a character. So while they were all very hardworking and all that, there are traces of, like you said, unforgivable things also that were done. Very revolting things were also done. I would not say that they were from, the regular kind of thing, but in a very subtle way. How they were led to their exploitation of people and all that. So I have put that in.
Right.
So psyche is that, they are hardworking and all that is there. See, Stephen Keller, if you read his book, Uprootment and Social Change, he says anybody who goes through a disaster or anybody who goes through turmoil, uprootment, they have a killer instinct. And the killer instinct is that they would prove themselves and they work hard to do that. Now, all of them did that as far as Sindhis are concerned, but then somewhere along the line, I have shown certain people being very opportunistic, but that is natural. So my book has got different shades. It's not everything good. Sindhis came, they worked hard and they no, not like that. There were moments which were also shameful acts, which I have also, because that is human nature. Everything can't be good.
Absolutely. Which is what makes the book so realistic and so readable. But your main character, Sheila, of course, is someone who's really been through a great deal and come out of it victorious. So at the other launch, at the crossword function, you did say that every community has its Sheilas. What did you mean by that?
I think when I said every community has its Sheilas means that every strong woman to me is Sheila. Because what is this, like Neha had said in her speech, she said that women have to work very hard to prove themselves. They do not have the natural, taking, for granted, like a man, whatever he does, it is something that is taken for granted and all that. But for women, they have to work hard. And at that time, there was also the fact that when there was partition that took place, many Sindhi women at that time, they were marriageable age, but they had to shoulder the responsibility of the family. And I think the maximum number of women of that period who have remained unmarried are in the Sindhi community. Because they have sacrificed their happiness and have taken care of their family. So that is what, and to me, any strong woman is Sheila Advani. That is what I feel. She symbolizes womanhood.
That is very well deserved applause for a very strong woman, Dr. Anand. I want to go back now to the preface of the book, where you say, I quote here, the history of Sindh has been influenced by 3 laws of conquest, communication, and consciousness. What do you mean by this?
Okay, if we go back to the history of Sindh, and we know that Sindh was on the border, northwestern frontier. Whenever the invaders came, the first place they came to was Sindh. Sindh was exposed to foreign attacks. So that is where the word conquest comes.
Right. Okay.
Because the invaders came in from Sindh, and in fact Sindh was the first state which became an Islamic country. What is the question?
No, it's not a question.
Okay, time.
Time.
Yeah. No. Don't have this slips and all that. Tell me, how much time? Please.
2 questions.
Because I'm guilty of talking and talking and talking. I carry on and on. So thank you, Prerna. But wo chit pit nahi, mere ko सीधा बोलो, हाँ?
I'm still scared of her. She appointed me to National College 20 years ago, so abhi bhi she may revoke it.
But
I have confirmed you, yaar.
I know.
But I must confess, she told me she tends to go on and I should stop her. But I didn't. Because she's such an interesting lady to listen to. So
Tell me how much time? 5 minutes? Okay.
So communication and conquest.
So that was conquest. Communication is traders. Sindhis are traders. And if they do not communicate, then how will they sell? So that is communication.
Right.
And third is consciousness, and that is Sindhis are Sufis. Sufism was the religion of Sindh. Whether it was Muslim or it was Hindu, they all believed in Sufism. And what is Sufism? Sufism is love. Sufism is based on love, sacrifice, and direct unity with God. Sufism doesn't believe in priesthood. Sufism doesn't believe in anybody in between who's going to take you to God. No. They, by their own prayers, will go. So Sufism is consciousness.
That's remarkable. And I will skip my next question, but I will ask my last question, which is about, since you're talking of Sufism, in today's world, in today's very divided, tumultuous world, what are the lessons we can learn from partition and from the Sindhi community? Not just in India, but the world over.
Yeah, those who forget the lessons of history are condemned to repeat it. Partition taught us very big lesson, and that lesson was that hatred is a terrible, terrible, terrible emotion, because hatred will lead to all kinds of dreadful things. And that is what was, I would say, should be the lesson. Because if you, see, you should not dig up the past to take revenge. The moment you dig up the past to take revenge, your present is getting destroyed. And then your future is going to become worse. So to me, I would say that partition was a phase which should not have happened, but it has happened. But let us not go back into the terrible things that have happened in partition. Let us just move on, think about the time that two communities fought with each other and the country was divided. Let us not go back to that time. Let us not say that this community did this to us, so we will take revenge. We can't do that. We can't do that. Because if we are going to ride the horse of, the revenge part of it, we will trod on everything that is good. India is a beautiful country. It has got communities, different kind of communities. Our leaders became secular because that was the psyche of the country. And this is what we have to remember. Inclusive politics, all religions must survive in this great country, and that is the biggest lesson of partition.
Thank you
Do
so
not
much.
bring that back into this.
Thank you so much. That's very true. And of course, we have lots more to talk about, but we shall continue this on another occasion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Menka ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Anand. Let's hear a thunderous round of applause for these amazing ladies on the dais.
I would have liked to answer some questions if these people have got, but I think, yes, sir. Gandhi Dham was, sir, वो तो फिर बहुत बोलने के लिए तो I've got lots. Ulasnagar nahi, Gandhi Dham to of course. Yeah, because like I said, I'm guilty of talking too much, and if I go on talking, यहाँ beds लगने लगेंगे. So I would like to just, yeah. The book is available out there, please, yeah? Okay, yeah. We will, I will let the principal announce that, okay? Thank you, dear. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
That was good.
Vikramaditya Motwane, a name synonymous with innovation and brilliance. A renowned Indian film director and producer whose distinct storytelling and a keen eye for capturing emotions has left an indelible mark on Indian cinema. Known for his directorial ventures, Udaan, Lutera, Sacred Games, Trapped, and so many more, he truly is a trailblazer in the realm of filmmaking. Sir, we would like to welcome you with a short video by our students. Such a pleasure to have you with us today. I request our principal, Dr. Neha Jagtiani, Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani, and Shri Kishu Mansukhani to welcome Vikramaditya Motwane with a token of our love and appreciation.
camera and action and we go on.
So may I request you to say a few words?
Speaking is not my strong suit. And first of all, thank you, Dr. Anand, Auntie, if I may. And this is the truth though. It's, I was brought up in the Chicago radio family and I had no real context of what it actually meant. And it was one time actually when, you know, I was at your house and Shaina and you were talking to me and you sort of told me about my family more than I actually knew about my family. And that triggered something for me to be able to go back. Today I am the family archivist of whatever I can, so I have all the photographs and everything, and I think that's actually thanks to you that it actually kind of started off. And that little thing about, you know, the Sindhi community and about my own family, so thank you and congratulations, and it's wonderful to see this turnout and wonderful to see the emotion in this room. I'm so happy for you, I'm so happy for the family, and congratulations and all the best.
So we extend a heartfelt welcome to our renowned Indian actor and producer, Mr. Suneil Shetty, with a career spanning over decades. Mr. Shetty has carved a niche for himself in the Indian film industry, captivating audiences with his powerful performances and magnetic screen presence. A versatile talent, he has effortlessly portrayed all kinds of characters, and now he is also a philanthropist, an entrepreneur, actor, producer, and the list is endless. So here we welcome Mr. Suneil Shetty. Please, sir, please, can we invite you here to give you...
And I have to add, we made a small video and I have a confession to make that when they were showing me, there's so much to show about him, but in the end, I just behaved like a true blue Bollywood fan and added my favorite song to it.
झांझरिया उसकी छनक गई चुनरी भी सर से सरक गई मेरी नजर उससे मिली तो उसकी नजर शर्मा के झुक गई झांझरिया उसकी छनक गई चुनरी भी सर से सरक गई मेरी नजर उससे मिली तो उसकी नजर शर्मा के झुक गई झांझरिया
May I call upon stage Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani, Shri Mansukhani ji, and our principal to felicitate Mr. Suneil Shetty.
First of all, Prerna, we wanted to hear more of Dr. Anand, and you didn't let us. That's not fair, right or wrong? And just imagine she was the one who chose you to be a part of this college. But I like it. I loved what I heard and what you guys read, unbelievable. Actually believed that I was a part of it. And you know, when Mana said that I had to come here, Dr. Anand, of course I was excited because, you know, it's a beautiful moment in your family's life and I was going to be a part of it. But I didn't know what I was going to say. I said, all literate people, professors, what am I going to say? Vikram and me would probably go release the music of a film and, you know, and walk out. But I didn't know what to say here. So she said, say what you feel. And the one reason I'm here is because I love you. I do from the bottom of my heart because my mother-in-law meant the world to me. She taught me what giving was all about. The art of giving, gratitude. And suddenly we lost her. And I was with her when she started the school from BKC, and all the problems that we had. The underworld, when we brought out those 150, 160 Nepali girls out, and we had to keep it a secret. And she had sold her jewelry also to run that establishment. So when we lost her, we lost somebody who was passionate about something she believed in and wanted to bring that change. And we didn't know what to do. Because, yes, we had a team, we had everybody there, but could they lead this organization? Who could? Because the children were in their own worlds, of course, 100% dedicated, each one of them. But could we lead it? We needed a leader. And I think we ended up speaking to Dr. Indu and she said, there's only one person I believe in. And that's Dr. Anand. But she's never been a part of an NGO. And we met you, and the day we met you, I remember Mana, me, Isha, Rahul going back home and saying, she's the one. And I said it very strongly. I said, she reminds me of Mom. There is something about her. And that's what you need to run an organization, an NGO. I honestly believe you need that passion and love for children, which I saw in you. And that's why I say you were the Sheila in our life. You came as Sheila, you made that difference. Mom taught me the art of giving, you taught me the art of living. You taught me gratitude. A line which has always been close to me, but it was always a line. In those 12 years, you put life into those lines. From what you get, you make a living. But from what you give, you make a life. And that's the difference you made. And I see that today, and I swear, this book could have released anywhere in the world, and I'd be there. And I saw each one of them appreciate everything that you were saying. The little daughter's there, proud. Her husband, so very proud. Thank you, and thank you. Today it's called the Vipla Foundation, but we continue to follow the legacy that Mom, you left, trying to do our best, but continue to do that. Thank you. Love you.
I think in true, you've come to a college, and in true student style, we must have 3 cheers for him. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. For the next book. We'll host another program where we only have us speak.
I want to go try Koki.
Oh, you can. Very soon. Right away.
After the launch, if anybody wishes a signed copy of the book, it shall be available right next door in the mini conference room.
So we go in for the countdown first. Slowly. 5, 4.
Join us in the countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Abhi aaya nahi man. Ab aaya man. We would now like to invite Dr. Anand.
Smash the kick down, turn up the speakers.
With us, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Applause, people.
Cause we need each and every one of you to go along.
Thank you, good. Thank you. ठीक है. How are you? All good. Oh, it's all good. One minute, hold on.
My principal, my angel, would put me on the path.
Keep it together now.
Video.